Hello, my name is Owen Towns, and today I'll be doing a quick review of Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca. I just finished this book the other day. I read it on my Kindle, so I don't have a physical copy here, but I'm just going to dive right into it. Start off by giving you a quick overview and then tell you things that worked for me, the things that didn't work, and whether or not I recommend the book. To start things off, for an overview, the story follows our narrator as she gets married to the mysterious Maxim de Winter and moves with him to his estate called Manderley. And she kind of has to deal with the memory and figurative ghost of his former wife, Rebecca. So going right into what I thought about it, the things I liked, almost everything about this book. I really enjoyed this book. And so, as you can guess, in the future, I am going to recommend it. But the things that really worked for me is just the atmosphere and tone that du Maurier really set up during this whole thing. The plot is very suspenseful, and it's very mysterious in terms of what's going to happen. And just the prose that du Maurier uses to set up this tone of almost dread and suspense and anxiety worked very well for me. I had no idea what this book was about coming into it, but I was instantly gripped by the way that du Maurier expresses her ideas. And this book is, I think it was written in the 1930s. It's over 80 years old, but it reads like a modern thriller. I was very gripped and very engaged. And I don't want to spoil what happens in the plot, but let's just say, like, you'll be on your toes the whole time. Like, there are plot twists and plot turns throughout the whole story, but really it's the tone that kept me gripped throughout the whole thing. As well as that, the characters are all very unique, I thought, and very interesting. There are some, like, archetypes, I feel like, in terms of, like, the mysterious widower, in terms of Maxim de Winter, and maybe the creepy housemaid and stuff like that. You don't really know what's going on. But I thought they were all executed very well, and I never felt that it was, like, stereotypical or cartoonish in terms of her characterizations. But yeah, I really like this book. But for things that I didn't like, the only glaring issue that I found lied in the main character, the narrator, who is never named. I just felt that she was a little bit too much of a passive observer in the story instead of being an actual actor in the plot. She has a very passive personality, and that's obviously part of her character. But it's sometimes just like I wish she would have just done something. Have her make the plot instead of the plot just happening to her. But other than that, I still enjoyed her character. But I just wish that she was just a little bit more of a force in the story. She's just a little too passive sometimes. But as you probably guessed, I do recommend this book. Like I said, it's my first Daphne du Maurier book, but I will be checking out more. I cannot stress enough how much of a surprise this was. It really came out of nowhere, but I really enjoyed this book, and I highly recommend it. Thank you.